Yerofey Pavlovich Khabarov is Svyatitsky Yerofej Pavlovich Habarov. The first name is often spelled in contemporary accounts. 1603 after 1671, was a Russian entrepreneur and adventurer, best known for his exploring the Amur River region and his attempts to colonize the area for Russia. For background, see Russian-Manchu border conflicts. The major Russian city of Khabarovsk, as well as the small town and railway station Yerofey Pavlovich bear his name. A native of the Veliky Ustyug area in the northern European Russia, Khabarov was a manager for the Stroganovs at the saltworks in Solvychegodsk. In 1625, Khabarov sailed from Tobolsk to name.A. 3 years later, he left the town with his expedition and reached the Keta River. In 1630, Khabarov took part in a voyage from name.A to Tobolsk. In 1632 to 1641, he reached the Lena River and founded a farming settlement with saltworks along the Lena at the mouths of the Kuta and Kiringa rivers. Now his descendants live in Stavropol. First expedition 1649–50. In 1649 he became the second Russian to explore the Amur after Vasily Poyarkov. Poyarkov's route up the Aldan River was too difficult to be practical. At some point Khabarov attempted to reach the Amur via the Vitim River. In 1647 a hunter returned to Yakutsk from the Olyokma River and reported that this might lead to the Amur. In the spring of 1649 Khabarov set off at his own expense up the Olyokma River, then its branch, the Tungur and portage to the Shilka River. Reaching the upper Amur in early 1650, he found the country nearly deserted, the Cossacks' reputation having preceded them. Having pioneered a good route, he returned to Yakutsk in May 1650 and gave his report. He praised the land, warned of the danger of Chinese intervention, and suggested a larger expedition with professional soldiers. Second expedition 1650–53. Given the time delays in communicating with Moscow, the Yakutsk voivode Franz Bykov decided to act on his own and sent Khabarov back south with a larger force. The voivode also gave Khabarov letters from His Majesty Tsar Alexis to the Dorian Prince Lavkai of Albazan and Prince Bogdan, asking those potentates to submit to the Russian Tsar, and threatening to send a 6,000-strong army if they don't obey. Franz Bykov assumed that this Prince Bogdan was another Siberian chieftain. He was, in fact, the Emperor of China. Khabarov crossed the mountains in the fall of 1650 and this time was met with armed resistance. He built winter quarters at Albazan at the northernmost point of the Amur. After receiving reinforcements in June 1651, he set off down the Amur. By September they reached the mouth of the Sungari. By the 29th of September they reached Dashonsk near present-day Khabarovsk and decided to winter there. On the 8th of October they were attacked by about 1,000 local people who, being defeated, appealed to the Manchu overlords. On March 24, 1652, a force of 2,000 Manchus and Koreans armed with artillery arrived from Ning'Utu and attacked Dashonsk. Khabarov somehow managed to defeat them. Not knowing how many more Chinese were in the area, on the 22nd of April he withdrew up the Amur. At one point he encountered another force of 6,000 Chinese, but was able to slip around them under cover of fog and darkness. Further upstream he met a force of 117 Cossacks who had been sent as reinforcements. He learned from a captive that a new Manchu army was being gathered on the Sungari. On August 1 he reached the mouth of the Zaire. Here 136 of his men mutinied, leaving only 212 loyal. For the Zaire he sent a report to the Yakutsk voivode matter-of-factly describing the burning of villages, slaughter of natives and the torture of prisoners. For this point the English sources become unclear. They apparently wintered at the Zaire. In the fall of 1653, 150 reinforcements under Dmitry Zinoviev appeared. As a nobleman, Zinoviev demanded full command. When Khabarov refused, he was arrested. Unable to gain the support of Khabarov's men and having no adequate way to deal with the Manchus, Zinoviev and part of the force withdrew from the Amur. Onufriy Stepanov was left in charge of those who remained. Khabarov was deprived of his rank and property and was sent on a 15-month journey to Moscow to be tried. After a year's delay he was acquitted. He was given a minor noble rank on the condition that he return to Siberia. He reappears again in the records in 1658 when the Siberian office ordered that he be placed in irons if he refused to guide a new expedition to the Amur. After that he disappears from the records. Khabarov charted the Amur River in his draft of the Amur River.